You're listening to Free Mama Radio, where we believe you can have both a successful business and show up as the mom you want to be. I'm your host, Lauren Golden, a mom who built a full-time income working part-time hours. Now, I help other moms like you learn how to work from home on your own terms, take control of your schedule, and make more money so you can live a totally awesome, guilt-free life. I am on a mission to make sure that no mother has to choose between family and financial stability. So if you've been wondering, can I really have it all? This podcast will give you the answers.
We're gonna go, what's up? I see you guys jumping on. I love to share with you guys super embarrassing stories that happened to me because I think embarrassing things happen to everybody. And I think it's really important that we don't feel alone, because I think it's easy to look at how other people show up on the internet, or mostly on the internet, sometimes everyday real life as well. And we're like, I am a mess, and it feels like everybody else has their life together. So in case anybody is out there looking at me that way, first of all, you're not paying very close attention. But second of all, let me tell you what happened this morning. So Audrey's off school all week for Thanksgiving. My big kids have school today and tomorrow, which is great. So short work week. Hopefully you guys are taking some time off as well to be with your family and eat really good food and all the things. So this morning I was like, well, this is great. I'm going to go to the gym with Audrey. She can go to childcare while I go to my normal Monday morning class. And then my mom is babysitting her today so that I can have like a full work day tomorrow, or today, a little work day tomorrow, and then take the rest of the week off. And so Audrey goes with me. She's in a great mood. We're having a great day. I get to go to the gym. I drop her off at my mom's. My mom didn't even make me bring her up. Like, she walked out and got her out of the car. It was so helpful. I rushed home because I had a meeting with my team this morning. And while I was in the car, I was like, oh, I need to call Children's Mercy Hospital. I need to make an OT appointment for Henry. And they've been calling me, and I keep missing them because they always call when I'm at work. And so I call him back in the car to make an appointment. And if you guys have ever called somewhere where it's something that there's like privacy concerns and HIPAA or whatever, and they have to validate you, right? Same with like credit card companies and whatever. And so I'm talking to the woman, and she's like, okay, can you spell your son's first and last name? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, date of birth. Okay, yeah. Okay, what's your phone number? I'm like, geez, this is a lot of questions to book an appointment, but okay. So I give him my phone number. And then she, what was the other thing? Oh, my email. Do I want like a confirmation? Can I verify my email? I verify my email. She goes, okay, I just have one more question. Can you verify your address? And I'm like, no, I cannot. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I don't remember it. I'm not kidding. You guys, it was so embarrassing. I was like laugh crying. We have lived here a year. Like, we moved a year ago. But I'm on my 4th house and 7th address as a grown up, just in my adult life. And I sat there and I'm like, I know what street I live on. I'm not going to say it right here on the internet, but I'm like, this is the street that I live on. And she's like, do you know your house number? And I'm like, no, I actually really am tired, and it's a Monday morning, and I have 3 kids and lots of things to do, and I cannot think of my house number. So anyway, anybody else who has ever had like a ding dong totally fried moment, I had to walk to my mailbox to look up my house number to book an appointment for my son to go to the doctor this morning. So that hopefully just brings a smile to your face, or makes you feel slightly less alone if you are also a hot mess on this Monday morning. True story. I still probably couldn't tell you my address. I seriously had to go check. Okay, so today, that's not what we're going to talk about, though. We're not talking about being a hot mess. That was just some Monday morning solidarity for you guys as we head into the holiday season. What we're talking about today is something that, it's another question that came out of our Freelance to Freedom workshop. And that is, what is the most common niche as a VA? And I'm going to talk about this just for a second and kind of explain and give you guys some resources. And I know that some of you guys are listening because you saw a little spoiler yesterday that we have something really new and exciting coming up in December to share with you. And we're actually running a Black Friday promo this week for it as well. So for those of you who get in early for what I'm going to announce later today, I'll tell you guys how you can also get it half off if you sign up through Monday, because Black Friday's fun, so why not participate? Because it's the holiday season, so we'll get there here in a second. So the question, though, that was submitted during Freelance to Freedom was what's the most common niche as a virtual assistant? VA, virtual assistant. If you have been in the Free Mama community, you know that a lot of us start out as VAs. And the reason for that is because number one, there's opportunity everywhere. But number two, it's really low hanging fruit. And what I mean by that is you really just need a computer and Wi-Fi to get started. If you have basic skills like answering emails, customer support, scheduling, maybe organizational tasks are interesting to you. All of these things are very easy ways to get your foot in the door as a virtual assistant. With that being said, a lot of people in the Free Mama community go on to either niche down, specialize in something, or get more specialized skills and kind of transition out of that VA title in order to earn more money in less time. However, again, starting as a virtual assistant is a really great place because it's so accessible to most of us, okay? So the way that I categorize this, and if you guys don't have access to this, let me tell you where you can get it. It's called our 70 skills checklist, but you can actually see at the top that we now have over 99 skills on there. There's actually over 100, but 99. We like had a really good time when we updated this form. We were all like 99 problems, but finding a skill for my virtual assistant business ain't one. Okay, so I'm a really good singer, by the way. So if you guys don't have access to this, you can go to the freemamamovement.com/70 skills, and you guys can see that the way that we have these skills broken out. But the way that I like to think about virtual work is in 7 categories. And those categories are admin, administrative type tasks. And you will see on this checklist that there is the most under there. However, some of these you could kind of move depending on your natural skill sets. We have design, social media, tech, writing, marketing, and organization is how we break them off on this list. Again, some of them kind of overlap. They could be under different categories. What I really want you guys to think about is where is your natural skill set and interest? And typically those things are in the same place because most of us are interested in things that we're naturally good at. And typically those tend to be under the creative bucket. I am not in that bucket. We have more of the admin organizational bucket. So you are wired for project management. You are awesome. You like checklists and to-do lists, and you like following through and getting stuff done. You can take a mess and you can figure out the organization that goes to it, and the admin again to execute. Or you are someone who is more technical. So you like the tech stuff. You want to get in the software. You want to figure out the programs. You want to be building the funnels. You want to like sink your teeth into something. And again, some of us have some overlap, and some of the services that I'm going to talk about today also overlap. Okay. So an example of that, which actually I'll talk about more in a second, is like YouTube management. To be YouTube manager or Pinterest manager or podcast manager, these are all things that kind of flow between them. You need to be organized, but typically you have either like a really strong tech edge that makes you good at like editing and, it would be the admin side that would make you really good at like the keyword research, for example, but it's the creative side that's going to help you be really good at cover images and cover art. And maybe with your tech skills and the editing, you're going to learn the more creative and strategic ways that you can edit and add in graphics or copy or things that really make videos come to life. So you can see that there's a lot of overlap, but when we think about these skills and the most common niches as VAs, there's some overlap there, but it's important to start with your strengths and your interests. And again, those typically for a lot of us are the same thing. And then once we figure out which bucket we fill in, and all of you have this, by the way, whether you're coming from an education background, hospitality background, medical background, it doesn't matter. You naturally have these ways that your brain views the world. Again, some of the people on my team are very, very creative, and that's amazing. I'm much more like technical, analytical. That's my natural strength. So that is how I kind of view the world and how I approach the services that I provide. Now, there's always, before I tell you what I think the most common niches are right now, and these things evolve, by the way, as technology changes, as industries shift, which we've seen a massive shift in the online world in the last year and a half since COVID. I did an interview last Friday, and someone on this interview, there was like 7 or 8 of us panelists who were on here, and I'll let you know when the interview gets released. And someone was talking about how the internet moves like in dog years. Like if the whole world is moving like 1 year at a time, time. The internet goes through like 7 years in 1 year because it's rapidly evolving. Think about it. There's always new software coming out. There's always new updates to social media platforms. There's even new social media trends and things emerging daily. And so it happens so quickly. And I don't say that to stress anybody out. I say that because it's exciting. It means you're never late to the party. If you're brand new to freelancing, you're not late to the party because things are constantly shifting and evolving, as are what I would say are the most common niches. But before we get to this idea of niches, what it's important for you guys to hear is that if you chase after what you believe is the most popular niche or the most profitable niche, you might build a business that you're not actually happy with. Okay? So it's important that you understand that there's opportunity in all 7 of those buckets that I just mentioned. There is demand, there is necessity in all 7 of the buckets I just mentioned. There's also scalability in all of the buckets that I mentioned. And the fact that there is scalability means that you have unlimited earning potential. Okay. So sometimes I see people come in and they're like, oh my gosh, everybody on Friday who's posting their Free Mama Wins is an online business manager, an OBM. So I need to go figure out how to be an OBM. And it's like, you hate admin, you hate project management. Like, those are not your natural skill sets. You're total creative, but you've told yourself this story because you saw a few people being successful. So again, my pro tip before we really dive in is like, you have to leverage what already comes naturally to you, what you're already good at, the way that your brain already views the world. And then we maximize those strengths. Don't try to go against the grain. That's going to be super frustrating for you. And it's going to be hard for you to find success. There's opportunity across the board, across all these buckets, okay? Some things that I think are very popular at the moment when it comes to niches as a virtual assistant. I think audio and video are continuing to rise. Audio and video, we are constantly consuming. Entrepreneurs are constantly looking for more ways to get in front of consumers. Consumers are constantly moving and constantly on the go and constantly busy and trying to learn new things. So the same way that we see platforms evolve, like Instagram over the last year or so, has it been 2 years yet? Rolling out Reels to compete with TikTok. We now have Facebook in the last few months being able to update. You can add your podcasts now to Facebook. So Facebook is becoming a streaming platform for podcasts. So this is really telling us that the video and audio space is very large. So my YouTube managers, my podcast managers, learning to edit these things, understanding the strategy to help your clients or potential clients be found on these platforms using these mediums. Super, super important. Something else that is a major trend is, and we actually spoke about this also at Freelance to Freedom and maybe last week as well on our topic, but it's this idea of finding a niche within a niche. So it's no longer helping you in your business be found and stand out, for example, to be a copywriter or to be a social media manager. What is really standing out right now is to be an expert within a niche, within that umbrella of social media management or copywriting. So for example, instead of just I'm a copywriter or I'm a copywriter for business coaches, be more specific. I am a sales sequence copywriter for business coaches creating a course. Like, it sounds terrifying, right? We think, oh my gosh, I'm like shooting myself in the foot because I just want to be a copywriter where I have this huge wide net that I'm tossing out into the world. The problem is that exact mentality is why you're not becoming known for anything. So if you look within the Free Mama ecosystem, just within our Facebook group, for example, the people whose names get tagged over and over and over again are the people who have really specific things that they do for specific people. They know the exact problem that they solve, and they're not afraid to declare that's what they do, that they do the niche within the niche. So again, that's an example for my copywriters, right? I write sales sequences as a copywriter for this particular type of client. Not I'm going to write anything and everything. An example for social media management, for example, is instead of I'm a social media manager and I got to memorize what's going on LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and all the things, and it's updating every day, and the strategy for each platform is completely different, and I'm working all the time and I feel like I'm glued to my phone, you can find a niche within social media management. A really great example of that would be to be a content strategist. So you can actually help your clients take the umbrella of their content that they're creating and figure out a plug and play plan for repurposing their content across those different platforms. Now, in some situations, you might not even be the person posting. So you're no longer glued to your phone. You're helping them set up the strategy. You're helping them work through all the stuff. Maybe you're doing some copy and graphics. Again, that can be up to you. But by finding that niche within a niche, you're actually not only making it easier for potential clients to connect with you, but can I tell you a secret? You're actually making it easier for you to become better at the thing that you do. Because spoiler, it is a lot easier to master one thing than to try to get good at a whole bunch of different things. I'm going to say that again. It is a whole lot easier to master one thing and get really good at it than to be a generalist and go try to learn and figure out a little bit about a lot of different things. Okay, so those are just a few examples. Some other common niches that I'm seeing for VAs, again, the demand for, there's some different nuances to these terms in the marketplace, but I'm going to use them interchangeably for our purposes. So online management, online business management, integrator, director of operations, program managers. So these are someone that, so again, we talked about how rapidly the online space evolves and how rapidly it has evolved just since the beginning of the pandemic and how it's a wildly different space now. Courses, for example, are practically mainstream. Things that used to really just be like an internet marketer thing, we've got private universities now participating in, right? And it's cool because it's making it accessible to more people. It's also creating more of a demand for you guys. What's happening as a result is that entrepreneurs who have risen over the last 18 months found a lot of success. They need that other person on their team that understands strategy, can help manage the rest of the team, and can help kind of make all the things happen so that the entrepreneur can stay high level. The type of person who's going to do this in a fast moving environment, again, is your integrator, your director of operations, a program manager, online business management, however you want to think about it. And one of the tasks that's really critical right now is project management and ensuring that nothing's slipping through the cracks in these types of businesses that are moving so rapidly right now. So that would be something else to think about is for again, we talked about our buckets at the beginning of types of virtual work. If you're someone who like the organizational, the admin, like it's super appealing to you, but you're like, oh, like I feel overqualified as a virtual assistant, or I'm worried about my earning potential as a virtual assistant. Something that you could really sharpen, a tool that you could really sharpen is your project management skills and really elevating into that space that's really kind of the right-hand person of the entrepreneur, of the creative, of the visionary who needs that executor, not the person in the weeds executing, but the person who's going to make all the other pieces of the business go. That's going to be a huge, huge asset for you. I'm going to check my notes really quickly and make sure I got through all my examples because I want to make, oh gosh. Okay. This is like one of the best examples. I can't believe I didn't say this one already. Okay. So most common niches as a VA. So think about it. Everybody had to evolve after the pandemic. I don't know anybody who was not impacted by the pandemic. Brick and mortar businesses, if they did not learn how to get online in some capacity to both find and engage with their customers or consumers, they went out of business. They don't exist anymore. What this means for you is that the people who are willing to adapt, the people who were able to pivot, the people who were able to understand something that maybe they didn't understand before, right? Like coming into this online space, those are the people who were set up for success. And one of the biggest things that has come out of the last year and a half that will not go back to how it was before is the world of events. Okay. Yes, we're having Free Mama Live in March. By the way, you should come, freemamalive.com, March 24th through 26th, because I don't think anything replaces the in-person experience. And I know a lot of people are going to go back to in-person events as well. However, every business out there that relied on in-person events to either run, grow, fulfill, whatever their business, The ones that did all the things we talked about, that pivoted, that adapted, that did all these things, they learned how to replicate that experience online. Okay, it's why you're seeing how many of you in your newsfeed you see ads. There's 5-day challenges, there's 5-day live launches, there's 3-day events. We just had one a few weeks ago. I didn't used to do online events. I used to do webinars and trainings, but I did not do online events until last year. We did Free Mama Live online. It was a 2-week epic ordeal. This week we tightened it into 3 days because we are also going back to in person. But you're seeing all these things in your news feed, right? So you're seeing all these different types of ways, whether it's like a 4-hour workshop or our crazy 2-week thing or a 3-day event. It doesn't matter. The business world of online or of in-person trainings and events had to learn to adapt to be online because of the pandemic. And what they learned is it's cheaper, it's faster, and they can get more people there because there's not a capacity issue. What does that mean? It means that all of these companies made more money doing it online than they did in person. So even though, in my opinion, nothing will replace the in-person experience, because there's just, you can't replicate that energetically through the computer. You just can't. And if you don't believe me, again, come to Free Mama Live. However, because of the profitability and impact of virtual events, they are not going anywhere. So what this means for, again, the virtual space or freelancers or virtual assistants, virtual event planning is now very much a thing. Launch strategists, very much a thing. Tech VAs and community managers doing support during these challenges and different types of events, very much a thing. You could build an entire niche within a niche just in the world of virtual events. So I would love to see some reactions from you guys if this is exciting to you, if you had any ahas about some of these things that we've highlighted today. And if so, I want to let you know that I've been thinking about this literally since this summer. I've been going, okay, and this is something we do all the time. My team gets together and I stay up at night and I dream about you guys. And I think things like, okay, what are the things people struggle with the most? And we know that getting started, okay, cool. We've got stuff for that, right? Like go get your 70 skills checklist, thefreemamamovement.com/70 skills, and start looking at what excites you, what is naturally within your bucket of strengths that you could already do with very little learning curve, right? We'll build off of it later, but like, what's the low hanging fruit? That's how you get started. And then you go tell people about it. You don't wait till you're ready. You don't wait till you have a website. You start talking about the thing you can do. That's how you get started. Okay. We know the next hardest thing for people is getting clarity around what it is that they're going to offer and niching down so that it's profitable, right? Because one of the challenges that you have is finding clients. Yes or yes. It's hard to find clients. It's hard to find clients when you don't know how to clearly communicate what you do. It's hard to find clients when you're offering admin and bookkeeping and social media. It will always be hard. Okay. So what's the solution? Well, how many of you guys have ever heard the saying, the riches are in the niches? Have you guys ever heard that saying? The riches are in the niches. Okay. So what we've been planning for you guys is a way to fast pass your way into a niche. Because when you have a niche, and when you have, like we talked about today, a niche within a niche, it's now no longer hard to attract clients because you're done trying to talk to everybody. You're done trying to offer all the things. Think about this. Seriously, think about this. So let's say you build a website, or let's say you optimize your social media profile, or you're talking to your friends and family, and you're trying to say like, well, I can work with anybody. I can work with any business owners, and I can do their bookkeeping. I can check their email. I can do their calendar management. I can do their customer support, but I can also do their social media, and I'd like to do their website, right? And it's very like the person like, I don't understand what you do. I'm very overwhelmed. Think about, again, if you have a website or social media that's optimized and there's someone out there who's like, oh my gosh, I need a tech VA who can help me with the back end of my live launch, of my 3-day virtual event. And that's what they're looking for. And they come to your website or your optimized social media profile and they see bookkeeping and copywriting and social media. Oh yeah. And virtual event planning. And it's like, but I just need that, I need that one thing and I'm confused by all this other stuff. So we think that when we cast a wide net, we're opening ourselves up to a lot of opportunity. But what we're actually doing is we're closing the door to the people who are specific. They're specific. The entrepreneur outsourcing knows what they're looking for help with. And when we try to cast this wide net, we're actually closing the door on them because they're looking at us and they're going, oh, that doesn't match what I'm looking for. So it's all about not just the riches and the niches, but the niche within the niche. So what we've put together for you guys is we are going to spend the month of December helping you guys figure out your profitable niche. And not just figuring it out, but we are doing an entire workshop series. I am bringing in 6 experts who are quite literally experts of niches within their niches, okay? And I'm going to show you guys how specific what they're going to teach you is. And these are going to be live workshops, 90 minutes, not a webinar. Not like you're going to be there. You're going to be there live with us. You're going to get to ask your questions, and they're actually going to teach you the skill set so that by the end of the workshop, you know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to clearly communicate that so you can quit closing the door on potential clients that are trying to come to you to have their problem solved. We were super thoughtful about the 6 workshops that we're putting together and made sure that they are, in fact, some of the, not just most common niches, because who cares? Like, yes, we want an abundance of opportunity in terms of entrepreneurs looking for them, but they're also some of the most profitable niches that you can be a part of. Okay. So I'm really excited. I'm going to drop the link, but it's the freemamamovement.com/niches-workshop. I'll give you guys the link here in just a second, but I want to tell you, before I forget, because somebody's going to get really excited and go there and check out and then be mad at me. Remember, we are doing a Black Friday sale for 1 week. So through next week, through Cyber Monday, because why not? It's Black Friday. It's fun. 'Tis the season to get a discount on things you're shopping for. So it's Save 50 Workshop, all caps, Save 50 Workshop. But I want to tell you guys how specific these trainings are going to be, because these are going to be epic. Okay. So you guys can learn how to write premium email sequences for clients. So remember how we were talking about the sales email? Like, you're not just a copywriter. You're going to learn how to actually write something that makes your client so much money that they will want to pay you to write another one for them. Okay, that's the goal here. So how to write premium email sequences for clients. You can learn how to quickly repurpose content to increase your client's digital footprint. So remember, who here is a social media manager, but you're stressed out because you're on your phone all the time, or you feel like you have to be all the places, and every time you're starting a social media post, you feel like you're starting from scratch and you're constantly making it up, and you're like trying to cyber stalk your clients because you're like going to look for anything they've ever said, and you're like, could this just be streamlined? Could this just be easier? Yes. And not only is it going to be easier, but you can charge more for it. It's so exciting. Okay. You can also learn how to quickly niche down into virtual events, like we just talked about with the 3-day live virtual event model. So you're going to learn exactly how to help your client run, host, implement the back end tech, the front end planning, all of it. For a 3-day virtual event live model, you could literally become a 3-day event specialist. Okay. You can learn how to set up your client's project management system, specifically using ClickUp, so that you can scale for success. So this is for my, you are one organized virtual assistant and you're like, I want to make more. Like, I don't want to be on these packages. I don't want to charge hourly. I'm not making as much as I want to on my monthly retainer. So you're looking for something project-based perhaps, or you were looking to elevate into that integrator OBM type role. You're going to learn exactly how to use ClickUp to set up your client's project management systems so that not only can they scale and keep all the things running how they're supposed to, but you're also, going to learn something that you can then go sell to other people at a premium and also charge more and scale your own business at the same time. Are you guys excited yet? Okay, we got 2 more. You're also going to be able to learn, and by the way, I'll explain it in a minute. Okay, how to leverage YouTube creators. So I have a YouTube channel. I have FreeMamaTV. It's actually my YouTube manager who's going to come in and do this workshop. You can learn how to leverage YouTube creators to build a business around the content king. Literally, video is king. Think about TikTok. Think about Reels being brought over on Instagram and how that's their main priority right now, right? Think about Facebook Live right now is the way that I'm communicating to you. Video is essential, and to work with people, and by the way, some of these can also be combined. Like, can you imagine taking the content repurposing and the YouTube and just like going out and becoming the content crusher of the universe? It would be amazing. But you guys, specifically in this workshop, for those of you who want to learn to leverage YouTube, not only are you going to learn a little bit about the platform, but the strategy involved to help your clients get on YouTube, or those who are already on YouTube, how you can serve them and help them grow their platform. Again, not just for vanity stuff, you guys. Like, this isn't just like, oh, go make a video for YouTube. No, this is like a strategic workshop where you're going to learn to be able to charge a whole lot more for what you're doing. Because again, just video editing, like video editing is cool. And if you like it, that's amazing. But video editing can be outsourced for pretty cheap. But when you're someone who understands the strategy of the platform, that's super valuable, because now you're talking about leads that are trackable, that earn your client money, that they will then want to continue to give you some of that to help them do it all over again. And the last workshop we're putting together as part of this series is called How to Launch Your Client's Podcast in 10 Easy Steps. So for any potential podcast managers out there, you are someone who maybe you love, that's how you love to consume content anyway, is through podcasts. This would be an absolutely brilliant niche for you. Absolutely brilliant. If you like some of the tech stuff, but you also like some of the creative stuff, and you've wondered how you can marry that together, you already love listening to podcasts, this is literally the perfect niche for you. And I know this in-depth training is going to walk through at least the first 5 steps, every single thing, exactly what you need to do to launch a podcast, and then how to be set up to do the ongoing management, which is something else that I was thinking about that was really cool, you guys. All 6 of our presenters, which I need to give them shout outs by name. So Abby Parrots is doing our email sequence workshop. We got Elise Colson, who is doing the stressed out social media managers turned into content repurposing goddesses. Amanda Angler, who came in and helped us with Freelance to Freedom a few weeks ago, is going to be teaching you guys all about virtual events. Ashley Weigel, who is a member of our squad and an extremely successful OBM, who, by the way, let it be known, Ashley has only been in our community for 1 year. I'm sorry, can I repeat that? Ashley has been in our community for 1 year, and she's coming here to teach you guys this workshop. Why? Because she learned very quickly that the riches are in the niches, and that she could go out and try to learn how to do a lot of things okay, or she could master one thing and do it really, really well. And now she's outgrown herself. She's hired her husband. She has a VA, and she's continuing to grow and has to turn business away. And she's going to come teaching you guys how to use ClickUp to also do project management. And then the amazing Sam, she's on Team Mama. You guys all know Sam. She does FreeMamaTV. She also happens to do Free Mama Radio. She's going to teach you guys all about YouTube. And then Haley Merch is going to come in and teach you guys all about podcast management. With the exception of Abby, these are all free mamas, meaning at one point they were just like you. They didn't know what they wanted to do. Half of them had never heard about freelancing, right? And now they're coming in to teach you guys these things, because what they all have in common is that they niche down. And it's why you know their names. It's why you know their industries. Okay. So we've got to decide. We've got to get out of our own way. We got to quit trying to be a Jill of all trades. And I want you guys to know that you can pick and choose. So if you're someone who you have no idea what you want your niche to be, we priced these really affordably so that you guys can attend as many as you want to hopefully get that aha of like, what's the one that you never want to end? Like, you are so excited to learn more. That's going to help you decide your niche. If you're someone who maybe you're working as a tech VA or a creative VA, we told you on this page how to kind of self-identify. Maybe you're the stressed out social media manager, right? Maybe you're the copywriter, but you know you're not charging enough. Wherever you're at, we have a workshop that I think will support you, and you can just sign up and attend that one as well. So they're all individually. All the dates and times are on there. All of them include Q&A. All of them include the replay, okay? So there's no like, it's just easy and simple and straightforward. So again, you guys can go to the freemamamovement.com/niches-workshop. I will make sure you guys get the link in my stories. We'll put it on social media as well. I'm dropping it in the comments for you guys over on YouTube right now as well. If you've got any questions, reach out. And remember, for this first week, you guys can also save 50% off, because Black Friday is just fun. So we're just in the spirit of shopping and serving right now. So it's Save 50 Workshop is your coupon code, and you can get 50% off. So the sessions are just $30, you guys. Again, these are live interactive workshops. You're going to learn the actual skill set. They all of our amazing experts that we're bringing in also, are bringing to the table amazing bonuses for you guys. So not only will you get the training, but a lot of them have either checklists or swipe copy or additional tutorials that you guys will get access to just for signing up. So I'm super excited because, again, I sit back, I dream at night about how can we make this easier? They don't know how to start, and they can't decide their niche, and they can't find clients, but they can't find clients because they're not being specific about what they're doing. So this is the best way that we thought of to get in front of you guys and make sure that you guys are getting the actual tools to success. You don't need more confidence. You do, but confidence is going to come from experience. You just need the clarity. So my hope and my intention for this workshop series is not only to get these 6 amazing experts in front of you guys, teaching you what they do best, what they have done to find success in their business, but also to help give you the clarity to make the connections, to get the experience, and the confidence is the beautiful prize at the end of that tunnel. Excuse me. The coupon code, again, is Save 50 Workshop. Guys, we're going to send an email. We'll put this in all my social media. And again, you guys have through next Monday, Cyber Monday, to take advantage of the 50% off. And you guys can sign up all the way through the workshop series. And we might even let you guys access the replays. But again, if you can be there live, you want to be, because these will all be interactive, meaning you will get to ask your questions live to the people teaching you how to do the things so that you can get all of the clarity that you need. So we're super excited about this. You guys, now is an absolutely beautiful time to get started in your business. I know the holidays are coming, but New Year's is here before you know it, you guys. And what I know is with the explosive growth that we've seen over the last year and a half, it's only going to continue to grow. And the demand for results is going to increase. Does that make sense? Like, the demand for results is going to increase, meaning you need to know what you're doing. And this workshop, this is why this isn't fluff. This isn't like, let me spend 30 minutes telling you who I am. These are deep dives into the actual content and things that they're going to teach you guys. So you will feel so much more equipped to deliver your clients results after participating in these workshops and learning how to do these skills. So I'm super excited for all of you guys who are going to be joining us for those. Shout out to all my co-hosts. They are amazing. Again, not unfamiliar. I already see you guys signing up. That's amazing. Shout out to Fast Action Takers. I can't wait to see which workshop you guys sign up with. You guys are so funny. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. If you're in the United States or you're someone who celebrates Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. May you take some time to rest and to create some white space and to be around people that you love, eating things that you love, and take a moment to appreciate everything that you have. Life is hard. The last couple of years have been hard. There's lots of struggle out there, but there are so many silver linings. And I think it's really important that all of us take a moment to sit back and acknowledge what those things are, because it can always be worse. And we all have so many blessings in our life. And I know for me, you all are one of those things. This community is amazing. I am so forever grateful to each and every one of you. And I hope that you enjoy this time with your family. And I will see you guys next week.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Free Mama Radio. Don't forget to check out Free Mama TV right here on YouTube for hundreds of how-to videos and interviews to help you start, grow, and scale a virtual business from home. If you want to join a community of tens of thousands of moms just like you, make sure you join the Free Mama Movement group over on Facebook. And lastly, if you want to learn more about how we can do this together, work to achieve your goals, and make you our next success story, check out my free training at thefreemamamovement.com. I'll see you next time.